Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brews with Brian, a craft beer review podcast. Craft beer is beer that is brewed in smaller breweries, not these big corporate machine breweries that we're all aware of. Craft beer takes time and patience. The people that brew this stuff care about the product they are delivering to us. On this week's episode, I'm reviewing Dragon's Milk Reserve, Scotch barrel-aged with marshmallow and chocolate from New Holland Brewing Company, Tiki Escape IPA from Stone Brewing Company, and Tiny Bomb from Wiseacre Brewing Company. You can find the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. So don't forget to like and share. Make sure your buddies are listening. If they enjoy craft beer, they'll enjoy me talking about it. But let's kick this show off. And first up on today's show, we have Dragon's Milk Reserve, Scotch barrel-aged with marshmallow and chocolate from New Holland Brewing Company out of Holland, Michigan. Dragon's Milk Reserve has an ABV of 11% and it's a one-off, so you better buy it while you can. The description from the website says, one of our favorite places to share a Dragon's Milk is around the campfire, and this brew pays tribute to those legendary summer nights. A blend of Highland Scotch barrels bringing just a hint of peated smokiness that actuate the roasted notes of a signature stout, while toasted marshmallow aroma and flavors set the stage for a rich, chocolatey finish. This beer pours almost black with some sediment floating around, small, creamy, cakey head that fades, leaving great retention and sticky lacing. The aromas have a subtle blend of marshmallow, caramel, and cocoa powder and chocolate. The Scotch is there, but not overwhelming in the aroma department. Malts are in the mix as well, more caramel and cocoa coming through. This one's brewed with dark chocolate, which is there, but I'm actually picking up more of a milk chocolate vibe. Scotch does its thing, but blends well with everything. The Scotch doesn't dominate. It's got a low bitterness, slightly sweet, but nothing crazy. The alcohol is hidden very well and goes unnoticed, which is unbelievable in an 11% beer. The mouthfeel is full-bodied with moderate carbonation, and it's fluffy, smooth, and dangerously drinkable. This is a pretty solid barrel-aged stout. It's not extreme or intense, but it's flavorful with solid aromas. It's enjoyable and fun to drink, and balance is key with this one, because if you're not careful, you'll drink the whole 4-pack. The marshmallow ultimately shines. It's not bad at all. I like it a lot. Dragon's Milk is one of my favorite stouts of all time, just the base stout for this beer. So definitely try out New Holland Brewing Company. Definitely try out this Dragon's Milk Reserve. I think you'll enjoy it. But overall, I'm going to give Dragon's Milk Reserve, Scotch barrel-aged with marshmallow and chocolate, 5 stars. And the next beer on this week's show is Tiki Escape IPA from Stone Brewery out of Escondido, California. Tiki Escape IPA has an ABV of 7.7% and a rotating availability. The description from the website says, while this beer is not a fruit-aided IPA, our beloved hops can achieve sublime levels of fruity flavors and aromas all on their own. This beer combines the tropical, complex, and much-loved mosaic hops with an intriguing newcomer, Sabro, and its notes of stone fruit and coconut. This is a beer for your evening staycation, a refreshing new perspective on something familiar. This beer poured a gold to light amber clear color with 3 fingers of rocky to frothy white head, some slow-moving bubble streams coming up from the bottom of the glass, perfect spiderweb lacing, world-class foamy retention. Smelled Sabro hops, mango, peach, apricot, coconut, tangerine, stone fruit, and just tropical juice and grapefruit. Much better out of the glass than it is the bottle. Taste wasn't nearly as good as the nose, but it's still solid. In order, I got Sabro, tangerine, mango, peach, stone fruit, tropical juice, mosaic hops, and caramel all in the taste. It's got a medium body, oily texture, average carbonation, a bitter, dry finish. This is an outstanding IPA for me overall. The Sabro and Mosaic hops are two of my favorites, and it certainly helped this beer. It's wonderful. Stone Brewing makes a lot of good beer. I get all that I can here in Alabama, but definitely try this one out. But overall, I'm going to give Tiki Escape IPA from Stone Brewing Company 4 stars. And the last beer on this week's show is Tiny Bomb from Wiseacre Brewery out of Memphis, Tennessee. Tiny Bomb has an ABV of 4.5% and a year-round availability. The description from the website says this beer is made with German and American Pilsner malt and is spiked with 50 pounds of local wildflower honey. There are delicate aromas of sugar and clover wafting forth from this crisp, smooth, pale lager. Upon opening the can, the carbonation sprung out of the can and down the side. A larger head than liquid, a massive white head that lingers. It becomes sticky and lacy as it fades. Huge aromas of lemongrass and honey. Definitely a roasted Munich malt aroma there too. The taste follows the nose with strong lemongrass, honey, and sweet Munich malt aromas. More citrus than grass. It's similar to a Helles. It would be hard to differentiate from a Helles. Tons of honey flavor, yet it is finishing surprisingly dry. And I prefer dry beers, but it has a delicious sweetness on the back end, and it really showcases the honey. It's got strong carbonation, but also a heavy body. Not enough carbonation to finish off the sweetness. The alcohol is well hidden, even though it's only at 4.5%, so it's more of a session beer to me. Overall, this really is a tiny bomb and not what I was expecting. So much flavor and body here to really hit you in the mouth. At 4.5%, it's remarkable, just the flavor and body you get out of this beer. It leans slightly more citrus than other Czech pils. Lots of honey sweetness, yet it has a Munich malt profile. It doesn't really fit any beer style, and it's unique on its own. It's a blend between a Helles and an American blonde. This is no ordinary Pilsner, and definitely a gem for the flavor. Wiseacre makes a ton of good beers. Prank Calls to Satan was a black ale, black IPA that was really good that I had a few months back, maybe a year ago now. But definitely check out Wiseacre. Check out Tiny Bomb. If you like Pilsners, you'll love this beer. Something low ABV. You can definitely drink on a few of these. But overall, I'm going to give Tiny Bomb from Wiseacre Brewing 5 stars. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Brews with Brian. I want to thank everybody for listening. The show continues to grow each and every week. We are either picking up a new state in the U.S. or a new country around the world, provided that nobody's using a VPN to listen. But that's okay too, as long as we get listeners. On this week's show, I reviewed Dragon's Milk Reserve, Scotch barrel aged with marshmallow and chocolate from New Holland Brewing Company. Tiki Escape IPA from Stone Brewing Company, and Tiny Bomb from Wiseacre Brewing Company. The show is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search it. You can find us. So don't forget to like and share it. Tell your friends about it. If they enjoy craft beer, maybe they'll enjoy me talking about it. I want to give a special shout out to Southern Package, my hometown craft beer shop. If you live in Northwest Alabama, you got to check them out. They're great people. They'll treat you right. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of Brews with Brian, and we'll see you next time.